In this video, we're going to cover what it's like to live in Fort Myers, Florida. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a map and I'm going to show you the proximity to airports, schools, shopping, entertainment, things like that, so you can really get a feel for what it's like to live here. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to do a market report so you know what homes cost here. And let's get to it. Hi there. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you want to learn all there is to know about eating, sleeping, living, boating, beaching, scuba diving, fishing, buying a home here in Southwest Florida, you've come to the right place. Hit that subscribe button below and then hit that bell button, and what happens is you'll be notified whenever we put out a new video about living here in Southwest Florida. My name is Doug Lugers. My wife Lona and I are real estate agents and have been here for quite some time. And we've sold many homes to clients just like you all across the country. We've helped them move their homes from other states to here in Southwest Florida so they can also enjoy this paradise. Today, we're specifically going to talk about living in Fort Myers, Florida. And I'm going to pull up a map and I'm going to show you the proximity to things like airports, entertainment, and things like that. And let's not beat around the bush. Let's get started. Okay, so here we have Fort Myers pulled up. And I'm actually going to get a pointer out here. So I love technology. Hopefully it cooperates right here. So let me get something to make this a little easier. You see where my cursor is. All right. So this is Fort Myers. I have it pulled up on Google Maps, and downtown Fort Myers is located right here. Okay. So where downtown Fort Myers is. And we'll come back to that in just a moment, but you can kind of see where when you type in Fort Myers into the Google Maps, what you're going to see is this part gets highlighted. Well, Fort Myers is way bigger than that. This is just the incorporated part. And there's a bunch of Fort Myers that's considered unincorporated, I guess. And because Fort Myers actually stretches way down here and way over here. And and way up here close to Buckingham and Lehigh, it's like that's the borders. The population of Fort Myers, just to kind of give you guys an idea, is 83,500 as of 2020, and obviously that's growing. I think we have like 10,000 people a day coming into Florida, becoming Florida residents, and so yeah, that's changing rapidly. But just kind of give you an idea, what I first want to explain to you is the borders, or the things that are around Fort Myers, because one thing that makes Fort Myers very unique is its geography, right? So not only is it in Florida, but it's a coastal town surrounded by some of the most beautiful beaches and most beautiful water in the world, really. And so going back to downtown Fort Myers here, you can see that the border on the west side here, north and west side of Fort Myers, is the Caloosahatchee River, named after the Caloosahatchee Indians. And this river goes all the way and flows all the way up to Lake Okeechobee, which is the largest lake in Florida. And it also extends on the other side of Lake Okeechobee all the way to the East Coast. So technically, you can take this waterway by boat all the way to the East Coast and come out somewhere like Fort Lauderdale area, I believe, is where that dumps out at. So also across from the Caloosahatchee River, you have the city of Cape Coral, which is considered a bedroom community to Fort Myers. So a lot of the people that live here in Cape Coral work over here in Fort Myers, because seems to be a lot more industry and jobs and things on the Fort Myers side, but Cape Coral is a bedroom community for that. And then if we go south here, if we follow McGregor, and we'll talk about the McGregor corridor here in just a moment, the southern side of Fort Myers, you'll run into Fort Myers Beach. And Fort Myers Beach is a really colorful beach, a lot of colorful buildings. It's definitely got that beach vibe going on. A lot of shops and bars and nice restaurants and things down there. White sandy beach, and the water's beautiful when they're not dumping the Caloosahatchee because of rain. That's always beautiful. And then to the west of that, you see here a very popular island called Sanibel Island. Sanibel is known for its shelling and its white sandy beaches. Just a beautiful place to be, ride bikes, and very kind of old Florida feel to Sanibel. And then that connects to what's called Captiva. Captiva may sound familiar to you. Jimmy Buffett wrote Cheeseburgers in Paradise, at least that's the rumor, from Captiva. And so and then you have Cayo Costa State Park, which is a national park just north of that. And then you have Pine Island, which is a 20-mile island that's really kind of stuck in time. It's full of farms, palm tree farms and mango farms and things like that. And that's the way people want to keep that. So it's really neat. So that's kind of your borders of Fort Myers. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about, I told you I would explain the roads to you, the most popular roads. First thing I want to do is I want to back out. I want to show you something. The way that most people get here is by I-75. That's the main drag that comes along the west coast of Florida all the way down past Fort Myers. Okay, so zooming in here, you have 75 that comes down, and the next main road is 41. And 41 is also a major road, and that actually is where most of the industry is in Fort Myers. So you're going to find a lot of hotels, shopping, stores, malls, things like that on 41. So and this goes all the way down. 41 goes all the way down past Naples and cuts across the state and goes all the way over to the Miami side of the state, the east side of the state. On 41, you're going to find things like Bell Tower. Bell Tower is a shopping mall with a movie theater and some restaurants and things like that. Edison Mall, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Coconut Point. Those are the main malls and shopping and things like that in Fort Myers. So now let's talk about downtown. Downtown, going up here, I'm going to zoom in. To kind of give you an idea, this is the downtown area. It's a really hopping area. It's an awesome area. If you ever get a chance, you want to go there. It is really a city. So it reminds you of a city with the tall buildings and things like that. But it's a historic city. And that's where the feel's a little bit different. You have the banyan trees and old roads, like the brick roads and things like that. And they restored these really old buildings and turned them into restaurants and things like that down there. So they really did a great job with keeping the history in Fort Myers. And if you could see right here, they have the Edison Ford Winter Estates. And what's cool about Fort Myers that a lot of people don't know is that Thomas Edison and Henry Ford were known to spend their winters here. In fact, their houses have been preserved. They had two houses right next to each other, just on the edge of downtown Fort Myers, and it's now turned into a museum. But you have Henry Ford and Edison's workshop, where they actually worked on experiments and things like that while they were here during the wintertime. Also, another name that you may recognize is Firestone. The guy that developed Firestone or invented Firestone tires. He was good friends with Henry Ford as well, and he was also known to frequent Fort Myers. These weren't the only ones that the wealthy that frequented Fort Myers. You also had the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers. These type elite people, the richest people of their time, were known to frequent the area too, which is just kind of cool. So it tells you how, if they were drawn to this area, there obviously were reasons why. What's cool about downtown is that there's tons of fun things that happen there. Nightlife, art walks, festivals. They have things like the Seafood Fest, a craft beer fest, festivals, boat shows. And basically whenever they do these things, they close the roads down and the festival kind of takes up the whole downtown area, which is really, really neat. Relatively small. That's how I would describe downtown as well. It's a small area. There isn't a whole lot of blocks. You can walk around all downtown very easy. But what's cool about downtown right now is it's expanding. So you have this part is downtown, and just south of this road right here, it's the city is actually growing. This is a redevelopment area. And this is right here where my cursor is where the Boston Red Sox used to play baseball, spring training. And so that used to be a happening area, but now it's not. And so what they're doing is they're redeveloping this whole area, and they're going to put in shopping centers and things like that and really extend the city out to the south. And it's going to be really, really cool. I haven't seen the plans for that. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is McGregor. This is McGregor. It comes out of downtown and comes along the river here and just keeps on going all the way down to, let me zoom out so it'll be a little easier. It comes all the way down along the river and comes down to Sanibel. It actually turns into the causeway here. And so McGregor, I call it the McGregor corridor because a lot of people want water properties that move here. A lot of our clients want to live on the water. And so in order to do that in Fort Myers, the most popular area to do that is on what we call the McGregor corridor. So it's all on the west side of McGregor right here. For the most part, you can see the canals and things like that. You got the Gulf Harbor Yacht Club, you got Town and Country, and all kinds of communities along this area. Now, to live in that area, to kind of give you an idea, the price for homes there is right around $900,000. But homes sell from $1 million to $3 million. There's some really big, nice luxury homes in that market right there. But if you're wanting to be like, say, in the 400,000 range, that would be just to the east of McGregor here. You start getting into the $400,000 homes. So like this area, going all the way up to downtown and going all the way down to Whiskey Creek and things like that. The average price in Whiskey Creek was $565, to give you an idea, but there's homes that are north of that. They're in the 400s and things like that. We also have tons of golf communities, tons and tons of golf communities. Actually, you can kind of see this where it says Pelican Preserve right here. All these are gated golf communities all up and down through here. And the average price to get in a golf community, when I just looked, the average price is trending right around 700,000. So you can, for 700,000, you can get an awesome golf gated community with lots of amenities and things like that. And it's all throughout here. So, and you can see that Fort Myers is just laid out to where it's convenient. Almost no matter where you're at in Fort Myers, you're really close to this airport. We live here in Whiskey Creek, okay? And it takes us 15 minutes to travel to this airport over here. So that kind of puts it into perspective for you. So we're really blessed to have an international airport here. It's the Southwest Florida International Airport, code RSW. And that's where most people fly in. But what's really neat that I wanted to point out to you, if I zoom out, look at the proximity. Here's Fort Myers. Just to the north of us, only 2 hours is Tampa, okay? Not like Tampa has lots of benefits to being, there's a lot of benefits to being in Tampa, but one of the benefits to being close to Tampa is that they have a national international airport there. We have an international airport in Orlando. That's only 3 hours from us. So you're only 3 hours from Disney and their airport. And then 2 hours this way, you're if you travel south and then across the Everglades, you end up in Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Lauderdale and Miami both have airports. So there's just a lot of access to airports. So if you're a traveler, we're in a really good location. One of my favorite things to mention about Fort Myers is right here on Fort Myers Beach, at a place called Salty Sam's Marina, they have the Key West Express, and you can hop on a ferry, and the ferry will take you down here to Key West in like 3.5 hours, something like that. And it's a nice ferry. So they got tables with nice, comfortable seats where you can play cards. They got a full bar. They got food on board. So your whole trip down there, it kind of flies by because you're just, you're out taking in the scenery, enjoying the ride, and having a few drinks on the way. It'll drop you off in Key West and pick you up on any day that you want. They run 2 ferries a day. So you can go down there and stay for a couple days and then come on back. But that's, we're going to do a video on the Key West Express. So stay tuned for that. We did one already, but we're going to do an updated one when we go to Key West. So stay tuned for that. Now for market market report. What I want to show you what's actually happening in Fort Myers. So the best way to do that is kind of show you the time period. So if we look in January or April 2021, which is right here, you can see the average price in Fort Myers was $331,819. And then, if I can get it to stay, yeah, $331,819. And if you fast forward to April 2022, the average price in Fort Myers was $438,424. That represents a 32% increase in home value from the same period last year to this year, which is absolutely incredible. It's a smoking hot market. In terms of closed sales, or excuse me, new listings, let's look at new listings. So if we look at new listings in April of last year in Fort Myers was 853 homes. Or no, excuse me, I'm going to do a different stat because I like homes for sale is a better one. So looking at homes for sale, how many homes were for sale in Fort Myers in April of 2021? And the answer is 1,416 homes. 1,416 homes were on the market. And if you fast forward to April of 2022, half of that, basically 769 homes are on the market. That's a 45% decrease in the amount of homes for sale in the month of April. Incredible. So that explains this next stat that I'll show you, which is the number of closed sales. In April of 2021, there were 956 homes sold. And then if you look at how many homes sold in this year in April, it was 780 homes. So about a 20% decrease. And it's because there's a lot less homes on the market. So just to kind of give you an idea what's happening is market-wise in Fort Myers, there's still some really affordable, great price homes here in Fort Myers, but you got to know where to look. We do know where to look, and we'll help you find those. If you have any questions about Fort Myers, reach out to us. But again, if you want to stay up to date on what's happening, where to live, where to eat, where to sleep, where to scuba dive, where to beach, hit that subscribe button below, hit that bell button on the side, and you'll be notified whenever we put out a new video. And if you have any questions at any time, feel free to reach out to us via text, email, or give us a call. We help people, awesome people like you, relocate from anywhere, all over the world into Southwest Florida. And we want to make that process a smooth move for you. So reach out to us and we can help you do that. I'm Doug Lugers. Thank you for watching.